How is everyone? I hope everyone is good. Good, 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 good. I came on here today. I want to talk to you guys um, about Beyonce and Jay-Z. Um, listen, y'all can tell me what y'all think. If this is your first time, sorry, joining us, this is Chanel's reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. Um, if you like this content, please, please, please hit that like button um, and subscribe button. Well, hit all my buttons, as Larger Curves would say. Today is a good day. Ooh, sorry. Listen, I need to do some sit-ups. Just saying, I need to do some. Y'all need to do some too. Is it just me? It's just me? Okay, fine. I'll take it. Like I said, I want to come on here and talk about Beyonce and Jay-Z and a little bit of Mr. P. Diddy. Cause listen, child, listen. So I was online reading, right? And there's a lot going on with the P. Diddy situation. Listen, if y'all want a real, real good, good, good breakdown, I think what is his name? Mims. Uh Make it make sense. He does a really good job. Shout out to him. He does a really good job of I feel like simplifying things. But he does do a lot of reading from like court orders or court documents rather, which I think is smart. I think read from an article or a court document if you don't want to get sued. And I always put allegedly. So let me say this right off the top. Everything on Chanel's reality is alleged. It is for entertainment purposes only, and it is in my opinion. Or whoever might be on here with me's opinion. Okay? That includes the chat. We don't know nothing about nothing. No, I'm joking. This is our opinion, and like I said, it's for entertainment purposes only. So, Beehive people are, welcome. Beyonce is from the great state of Texas, Houston, Texas, which is where I am, which is where I've been living my whole entire life. But I just want to come on here and guys and let you guys tell me what you think. What does Rodney the Voice always say? Come down here and run in my mouth. I love that. Shout out to Rodney the Voice. He also is in Houston, Texas, I believe. Um, so there's been a lot of chatter online about Beyonce and the state of her marriage, and lots of people saying things like um, Jay Z is supposedly worse than P Diddy and R. Kelly and all of the rest of them. I need a listen. I'm sorry, y'all. I have carpal tunnel, and I just had a surgery on last week on Tuesday. So I'm trying to get my hand back together. But my hand is this is the one I had surgery on, and this is kind of like a compression thingy. And I can't find the one for this hand because this hand hasn't been worked on yet, so it hurts. Anyway, um, it's somewhere. It's probably in my bed. I'll probably find it whenever I go change the sheets because I love to change a good sheet. Okay. Um, but yeah, so people are out here. They've been saying it for a minute that Beyonce and Jay-Z are not in a real marriage. They're in a, what do they call it? Like not a marriage. I guess you would call it, for broke people, we would call it a marriage of convenience. Listen, Beyonce, I ain't say that. That's what people said. Okay? I ain't say that. That's what they said. And listen, I said the Beehive is, y'all welcome. I'm not in the Beehive. I ain't never been in the Beehive. But, well, it's not that listen, here's my thing with the Beehive and any hive. I'm just not that girl. Maybe it's because I'm a Leo. Whatever. I have my confidence is high. Listen, I'm not a girl who feels like I don't put it's difficult for me to put you on a pedestal. So if I did put you on a pedestal, it's probably because of you did something that I feel is worthy. So like someone I would have on a pedestal is probably like oh God, I can't even think of his name at the moment. Nelson Mandela, right? He deserves to be on there. That man stayed in prison for what, 25 years or more? I can't even remember how many years it was. Alexa, how long was Nelson Mandela in prison?
Nelson Mandela was incarcerated for 27 years.
Alexa, stop. See what I'm saying? When people can do stuff I can't do, then, I could put them on a different type of pedestal. Aside from, you know, entertainment stuff. So like I can't, and I'm never gonna be a football player. So I'm not putting you on a pedestal because you can go, you know, catch football and run faster than other people or whatever. No shade to that. You know, go out there, do your thing, live your best life. Same thing with singers. I'm not ever gonna be a singer. I can't sing. But just because you can does not make me put you on a pedestal. So someone that I may, I guess, and I don't have this lady on a pedestal, but I do love her because I love her era, is like Dorothy Dandridge. I love that era of like the 40s where women had like their waists were like snatched and she was out there singing. But it's not necessarily because her waist was snatched and she was out there singing. I put her on a pedestal because you're out there doing it where people won't let you in the front door. You doing it better than everybody else and you prettier, but they have zero respect for you. And for you to keep going, I don't have that kind of, because I'm cussing everybody out, okay? I'm not made like that. I'm not made like that. That's why I was born in 1980 and 1940, whatever. It just is what it is. God understand his child, okay? Because I probably would have been, listen, he would have kicked me out there. I don't know. I can't say what I would have done. But there are certain types of people that I admire because they have bravery that I don't have. That's why I have, you know, I shout out to the people in the military. One, I can't be the general. I can't be the commander in chief because I can't tell people to go over there and put their life in danger for other people that they don't know, that they'll never even meet. But there's people on earth for that. I'm just not for that. But you know, I live over here in my little world, my little Chanel world. I'm a therapist and a social worker, and I spend my time in life over here helping people figure out the mental state, how to get through a stressful situation, what's going on with your past and trauma. That's my specialty. Over here, just you know, doing that and shopping at the Saks Fifth Avenue, okay, and going on vacations, 5-star hotels and room service. Yep, that's for me. Me, I like sitting around hanging out with pretty people, okay, intelligent people. Anyway, less about me, more about Bay and Jay, okay. So I was reading this article that Beyonce, she was on the Essence, I think it was Essence magazine back in 2013. Excuse me, y'all. And she it says she had a pixie cut, which is kind of like a bob for black people because we don't. Well, anyway. And she said she felt liberated and very emotional during this transformation. I'm not like, listen, I do understand. Okay, if you're a part of the Beehive, you probably won't leave. Okay, because this is a part of Beyonce that I can't, I don't connect with. But plus, I don't like Virgos. Like I have two Virgo besties, and I cannot with either of them. They're men, and I cannot. Okay, because Virgos, oh God, I can't. I can't with a Virgo. I can't with a Virgo. I can't with Virgo. Because one, everything is in their mind. So they mad at you. Like I got this one Virgo bestie, and oh my God. So you mad at, oh girl, he called me with this. He mad at her because she drank the last lemonade, the last of the lemonade, the Simply Lemonade. So you gonna break up with your girlfriend because she drank? Hey, I know that's right, Leo gang. So you mad at her? Y'all about to break up because she drank the last of the lemonade, Virgo? I can't with him. I cannot. I cannot with him. He very much in his box. He over here talking about this was years ago. Talking about I ain't never had cornbread. You blacking in the South, sir. Granted, you are very like bright close white. He very light skinned. His mama white. He don't believe that, but I'm like your mama white. She Robin from Real Housewives of Beverly, not Beverly Hills, Potomac. Yeah, that's your mama. Stop it. My husband's mama white too. She don't believe she is. She from Mississippi. But I'm like, girl, you look just like Ashley from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Somebody in your family white. Nonetheless, I digress. That's why I came with Virgos. They in their mind. They could be mad at you about something. They sitting here smiling just like me. I'm like, I didn't know you was mad, bro. So apparently Beyonce was saying on this cover, or Essence magazine says that she was in her rebellious age or stage of life. I don't ever, y'all can tell me what y'all think, but I don't think, I have never seen Beyonce be rebellious. Well, okay, let me take that back. That year that I don't know if it was the Grammys, American Music Awards, but she had on that really pretty. It seemed like a almost like a glass, because you know she's been running around in a leotard for uh at least 15 years, and I ain't mad at her. She got her body is snatched, and I ain't mad at her. But she was on that award show, and Jay-Z was there. This is when Blue Ivy was little. She probably was like maybe a year or two, maybe, because Jay was holding her. And you could tell Beyonce was, she probably like, why is he here? And he was on the stage. She was winning an award, but like he kissed her, and you could tell she was disgusted. I was like, ooh, it is cold in here, child. Listen. So that's why I say she doesn't give outrage to me unless Beyonce is one of the things about Beyonce. She is going to be outraged in her song. She gonna be like, for instance, what was that song? Oh God, what was the name of that song? Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess. Paparazzi gave my. What is the name of that damn song? I cannot think of the name of that song. But when she has on the wall, "Stop Killing Us," that's Beyonce's outrage to police brutality. She can't go on the TV and say it because she don't need all the haters, right? Or all the people that's gonna write about it. So she says it in her song, or like she did in that song "Sorry." I was like, ooh, that was Beyonce outraged, because sis was like, what she say? Becky with the good hair. I listen, because I sit over here in my whole Leo box. I'll be over here minding my own business. I'm not a hater. I'm the furthest thing from it. So if you living your best life, I'm like cheering for you, like yay, whatever. If you roll up in a Bentley, I'm like, how I get a Bentley? That's just how I roll. Hey, ladies, worldwide. Yes, honey. Yes. Listen, I haven't figured out how to comment back. I haven't even figured out how to get to the comments. We'll figure that out at some point. Okay. I'm just on this journey. Okay. We're on this YouTube journey. We just, we over here, just trying to live our best life. We'll figure it out though. Anyway, yeah, when Beyonce's like, sorry, I ain't sorry. I was like, yeah. She said, no. That's the black part. That's that Houston, Texas. Beyonce wasn't playing with him. And when I heard that song, I was just kind of like, if you listen to the beginning of it, where she's like, oh God, what does it say right at the beginning? It says something right at the beginning where she was just like, oh God, heaven would be something about her heart. Oh God, now I feel like I gotta go get the words. But anyways, she's basically saying that, you broke her heart. Oh, that's what she said. She said, "You broke my heart without a gun to a gun to your head." So basically, Beyonce was saying, "You did it, and you wasn't forced to do it." I was like, "Yes, put him up on some game." Whoever wrote that poem, that was listen. That's just deep. Okay, that is Maya Angelou deep. You broke without a gun to your head. I was like, "Oh, what did Jay do?" And then I think at the end of the song, she was like, "No, what did she say? I don't." What did she say? He only want me when I ain't here. I'm like, don't y'all fly on G5s? Why you ain't here? Like, child. And then she said, Becky with the good hair. Okay. I was like, Beyonce, who is Becky with the good hair? Because last time I checked Beyonce, your mama is a whole French lady. Okay. Shout out to all the people in New Orleans. Okay. With the shrimp, with the, listen, by the way, my friend that's watching this, I got two of them. Brianna, no, I'm about to call her Brianna. Ronika. And so I need both of y'all that keep going back to New Orleans to bring me back some beignets, some etouffee, shrimp and crawfish. Um, Somebody homemade freeze it so it get here. You know what I'm saying? And then because it need to make it across the Pontchartrain. Y'all know how y'all ever been on that Pontchartrain? Listen, it's deadly. It has 45 signs that says if you get pulled, what does it say? If you get stranded. So see, I don't. That's why I can't go back to New Orleans. I have to fly there because I'm not getting stranded on a Pontchartrain on this body of water that goes on. I ain't doing that. Yeah, so I need y'all to bring me that and some grape Kool-Aid. Back to Beyonce, cause she from there. Her and her mama. Well, no, Beyonce's from Houston, but her mama is Creole, so that means they French, they white somewhere in there they white. And French think they cook better than everybody. Okay, holla if you hear me. What did they say? What did the French say? Pure and every kind. They don't like us. I don't care. I've been to France. Sure have. Yep. Sure did go to France. They don't like us. I'm like, give me a croissant. What is it called? A croissant donut? I want a donut. Put it in the chat what it is, because I don't know what it is. But I want to know. Anyway, Beyonce, you got you Becky with the good hair, sis. What are you talking about? You are Becky. You Becky. You are. But this is what I liked about it. The fact that, because I guess everybody in the world, except me, knew who I think it's her name, Rachel Roy Rachel, something like that. Apparently she's some sort of fashion designer. But here's the kicker. And y'all probably already know this, because y'all probably know this already. But listen, Rachel Roy, first of all, she got on her Twitter, she clapped back. And that's what I was like, oh, is Rachel Roy Leo? Because she ain't playing with Beyonce or Jay. Okay? She said, what did she say? She said, not Becky with the good hair or something like that. What she said? I was like, yes, Rachel Roy coming for Queen B. I don't know if that's the right road. Wrong road. What did Portia say? Wrong road. Wrong road. But I appreciate that because that's the type of girl I am. Over here, her, yeah. She, girl, bye. No, what Candy say? Girl, hi. Hi. Like, I don't play the type of games. You're not about to threaten me. I can't stand a bully. Don't do that. You, wrong road. You gonna meet your maker right here. Because we don't play like that. Not over here, Chanel's reality. I don't play like that. So, but I respect the fact that she bounced back. But this is the thing, too. Beyonce ain't gonna say nothing else. That's why I say she gonna, you're gonna know about whatever her grievances are in her song. She not gonna be on the cover telling you her and Jay Z he ain't hitting it right. She ain't gonna tell you that. She ain't gonna tell you he cheated on her. She gonna write it in the song, and I'm mad at her because that's the way Beyonce can get out her grievances. I used to didn't like that because I used to just be like, just be a real one. But I understand the world we live in, we live in a world of like people cannot wait to tear you down. It just is what it is. People have resigned to what is it that I can find so that I can humiliate people? I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's why I say I don't have a hate or bone in my body. I feel like, listen, let everybody be who they are so I can be who I am. As long as you're not hurting nobody, do whatever. But that lady, I don't know where she came from, but she started popping up in my YouTube feed. Her name Jaguar Wright, I think. Child. Jaguar Wright. If y'all haven't watched her, and listen, I am not a conspiracy theorist, but listen, that lady know more than a little bit. And I am not one of them people that just believe you just because, no, I'm not her. I'm not some idiot, but I'm like, child. She said, listen, she said on her show, what did she say? What did she say? She said, y'all need to talk, y'all here talking about free Britney. Y'all need to be talking about free Beyonce. I was like, hold on. Hold on, sis. And at first I'm like, rolling my eyes like, okay, whatever, girl. Then she was just kind of like, what did she say? That is not his wife. That she is his employee. I was like, ah. Here's the thing with Jaguar Wright. I can't say if that lady telling the truth or not, but what I will say is this. She ain't got a lawsuit. None. And sis me on there like, what did she say? And I ain't saying allegedly. But I think the content creators that have her on, I don't even know how they got her. But I think they listen because I went back and something else populated on my YouTube, and now it says on there something maybe or something like the content may be exaggerated or something like that because they trying to protect their coin. I guess that's my assumption. But here's the thing with Rachel Roy. Rachel Roy, from my understanding, is Dame Dash, which is Jay-Z's ex bestie, I guess, or ex. They both did. They founded, I think, Rockefeller Records together. What did Nas say? What did Nas say? He said Rockefeller died of AIDS, and that was the end of their chapter. And that's the guys y'all chose to name y'all record company after. I was like, what are you saying? You trying to say Jay-Z and them guys? What is happening? Or no, maybe he was trying to say they G-A-Y. Ooh. Because I think Nas said something like, we rock hoes, y'all rock fellas. Something like that. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Anyway, this is why I feel like it's a sticky, itchy, icky situation. And also, this is why I think Rachel Roy clapped back at Beyonce. Because I feel like this is the reason I can't trust Jay-Z personally. It's because from what I see on the internet, that ain't the be all end all, but it seems as though Jay-Z, there is some sort of battle with Jay-Z for him to like date Aaliyah, which we know Aaliyah's story, it starts off treacherously. Like, I don't trust nobody over there in that camp. And according to Jaguar Wright, Jay-Z had something to do with that plane not making it safely to their destination, according to Jaguar Wright. Because she said something like, and allegedly, I'm saying what I could remember what she was saying. The thing that stood out to me was she said something like, "Why did they need 27 or 25 NDAs signed about you can't talk about this crash?" I am curious as to why you would sign an NDA after. She also says or alleges that um, Aaliyah didn't want to get on a plane. Number one, allegedly, and that they were trying to make it seem like that the guy that they had hired to the pilot wasn't a real pilot or had some sort of complications with his ability to fly. She's like, no, that's not true. It's kind of like what she was kind of like saying is like having a driver's license, and at some point you got something happened, and they were like, let's revoke your license, but you get it back. So I don't know what's true, what's not true, but I always did think it never made sense to me for y'all to get on a plane supposedly and it goes down because there's too much cargo. That just never made sense to me. And this is why. And listen, I've been to a few places in the world. And I've also been to, okay, so if you've been to the Bahamas, there are several other islands, right? So whenever I booked our flight, we came from Houston to, I forget whatever the biggest island was, but I thought that's where our hotel was, which one of our hotels was. But I figured out on that, was it Nassau? I think Nassau was the bigger island, but we had gone to another island. But anyways, so because it was fabulous and beautiful and quiet. Okay, it was right after like things started opening up for like after COVID or during COVID when you could fly somewhere. Anyway, I was like, okay, this is beautiful and it's serene and there's stingrays in the water and the water is clear and it's beautiful. But I need to get to uh the 7-star hotel. It's not 7 stars. What is it? It's 5 stars, but it's called Atlantis. And then when I got there, it was just like, yep, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is beautiful. It was the best. Okay, because there they have every type of fancy hotel. Not every type of fancy hotel. They have every type of fancy store. That's where I need to be. They have every type of fancy like restaurant, like Nobu and stuff like that. Even though Nobu's not that fancy to me, they have a casino. Like this is where I should be. I love the whole serene part, but this is where I should be. It was beautiful, beautiful. Um, but my point is this: to get from the island that we went to first to the Atlantis, the one where it was called Paradise Island, we rode on like a 12-passenger plane with our luggage and everybody else's luggage. So I don't believe, it's difficult for me to believe that the crew or whoever the production team was for Rock the Boat for Aaliyah packed that plane down so much and then put their star on a plane that they felt that someone has to have told them this is not good. The instruments on the plane, something would have said this is not good, in my opinion. So that's the only part for me that I never understood. Although I never really questioned it, I just never understood it. I'm just like, why would y'all do that exactly? It just didn't make sense to me. Plus, I think they said plus the 8 others or 9 other people that was with her. If it was 12 people on our plane, and when I say little bitty plane, it was the little bitty plane. It really was. I was kind of like, and it wasn't like no Delta Hopper plane or some American Airlines. It was just like some plane, okay. But I mean, clearly it didn't seem very. Listen, it was very shaky to me. But this is a plane that it's a little hopper. It's an island hopper. It's what it is. And don't get me started on how we were in the Bahamas. We had well, you have to get a test at the time for the to make sure that you didn't have the COVID. I'm like, yeah, they like, yeah, y'all got to get another test to go from this island to this island. I said, why? We still in the Bahamas. It's one country. They made us. We had to pay like $500. I was pissed. My husband was more pissed because he like a budget. I don't like negativity. I don't like budgets. So that's what that I ain't like it. But he was mad too because he like this is a bullshit. Like we're in the same country. What are you talking about? That would be like me having to get another test, COVID test, or I don't know if we can say that word. That would be like me having to get another test for that virus to go from Texas to Alabama. Why? Anyway, so that pissed me off. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, it doesn't make sense that the plane would go down. So when Jaguar Wright is alleging that, I'm like, I can't say if she's telling the truth or not. All I'm saying is Aaliyah and me are the same. Well, I think Aaliyah might be a few years older than me. Alexa, how old would Aaliyah be right now?
Aaliyah died on August 25th, 2001 at the age of 22.
Oh my gosh, she was 22? So she's like a year older than me. Wow, that's sad. I was 21 years old. I remember watching what's the name of that show? Not Love and Hip Hop, Lord Jesus. It was that show where 106 in Park. I remember watching that, and I remember her being on top of this Escalade, and she had like $30,000 worth of cash. It was just no shade to the Beyonce fans, and I love Beyonce just like the next one. I'm not obsessed with Beyonce, but I always connected to Aaliyah. I felt like she just was genuinely who she was. Like I felt like she didn't have to try hard. She just seemed like a sweet soul. That's my Instagram. That's my old Instagram. Well, it's my regular Instagram for my regular people. They know me. But like it's called Sweet Soul. But I just always felt that way. I always felt like I just never really connected to Beyonce. Maybe it's because she was in that group, Destiny's Child, which I like the group, I like the songs. I always felt like she wasn't genuine. So, for instance, I felt like, let me see, I'm going to give you somebody everybody probably knows. Drew Barrymore, right? She's an ordinary lady, nothing special, except that she comes from the Barrymore family, dynasty, whatever you want to call it. Um, but she talks about her drug addiction. She talks about things that, like, I just feel like and that's not to say that Beyonce needs to come on TV and tell everybody her business. Like, I get that's her thing. She's Virgo. She just keep quiet, mind your business. I get it. But it just never seems authentic. Not ever. I'm just saying. And maybe y'all could suggest a video that I could watch where it just seems very like, we getting the real. Like, I feel like even another person like Pink, I feel like you would get the real with her. She like stupid girls. Like she's just like I don't like them. I'm not saying she needs to come on TV and talk about people she don't like or nothing like that. It just so for instance, if Beyonce came on TV and was like, or whatever, and said, it really bothered me that that my father cheated on my mom. That's relatable. A lot of people in this country understand or can relate to their dad either cheating on their mom or their husband cheating on them. It's a relatable thing. I'm not saying it's a good relatable thing, but it is relatable. It's unfortunate. Or if she said, my husband did X, Y, and Z. Now we know Beyonce ain't gonna do that because that ain't her ministry. She ain't, and I get it. That's the unfortunate I would say mental conditioning that we have in this country. That we are the reason anything goes wrong. It's us in a marriage. Think about it. In a relationship of any kind. It's us. If your man cheats on you, it must be because you didn't do something for him. You wasn't there for him. You bruised his ego. You was at work. He didn't want you to have no job. You didn't, whatever it is. Hey, it was the woman. Listen, this is the stuff that I heard as a child, as a young adult. Stuff like, if you don't do it, another woman will. That is crazy. That's batshit crazy for somebody to tell somebody. No, if he cheating because he chose to do it. It's a whole, you adult. So we're not giving you prizes. And then if they don't cheat, listen, be happy I don't cheat. Okay. Like, let's do that, girl. Like, stop. I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to just live in misery so that you can say, we've been married for 35 years. Girl, bye. I'm about to go. What can you say? Girl, hi. You don't sign this prenup. We ain't getting married. We just gonna have a whole real expensive party over here. I just feel like women are always put in a position to where we have to compromise something of ourselves. If we want to have a baby, well, that's, you might get fired if you, so being pregnant is a fireable offense. Well, it was until we had the laws changed and they said that this is a protected class. You can't fire people because they got pregnant. What is wrong with you? But but if a man is having a baby, he is out and he's still working. He is out here trying to whatever for his family. It's just the way it is. If a woman is at every basketball game, football game, volleyball game for her child, no one cares. No, not one person. Because this is what she's supposed to be doing. She the mom. She's supposed to be there. She's supposed to take him to every doctor's appointment. She's supposed to take off work from her job. Can you imagine if the wife said, "Hey, don't. I'm not taking off work. You got to take off work for every doctor's appointment that all of our children have. He got to take off work." They would think she's crazy. They would think she's being unreasonable. Holla if you hear me. Tell me when I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm lying about something. Yeah. Hey, Zaza. By the way, yeah, it's ludicrous. But if the man is the guy taking off work to take his child to the doctor, listen, something is getting wet somewhere. Is all I'm saying. Women, listen, they are so happy. Why are we giving this man, all of this credence for what he's supposed to do? Maybe that bar is really low. Just saying. I promise you, as many people that love Beyonce, if she left him, it would be, oh my God, she wasn't doing this for him. It's just like, girl, shut the hell up. That's those, listen, people who are just not very cerebral. I agree. Listen, so I'm supposed to like give you whatever because, child, I can't. I can't. I'm just like, where is the bar? Where's the bar? It's so low. But like I said before, certain people set up the rules. We didn't set up the rules, so it's just I would love for people to come to the front and realize that we need to change the fucking rules. That's just me. Anyway, so like I was saying, regarding Beyonce, like there's been a lot of speculation. People are like, oh, her marriage to Beyonce, I mean to Jay-Z. This is what I've heard for so long, is a business transaction, and I just, as much as I say I don't think Beyonce is authentic, like in that way, in terms of like being honest, I just feel like she has a reputation to protect in her mind. And I'm like, girl, you Beyonce, do what the hell you want. Just saying. Be like Anita. I love Anita. Anita was like, yes, I'm putting Babyface off my tour. And I ain't mad at her. She was born with audacities. The same audacities that Patti LaBelle was born with and Aretha Franklin. They was just like, no, I ain't doing that. It just is what it is. And then there's a lot of people that are out there saying, like, I feel like it's been said for a while, like the business transaction, they're not really in love. And I'm like, listen, I don't see why Beyonce, how she's benefiting from Jay-Z. Like I heard so many people, especially when because she and I are the same age, Beyonce and I never understood why people were like, oh God, they were just kind of like, oh, Jay-Z gave Beyonce some sort of street cred or something. And I'm like, girl, listen, this is my theory. Okay, so I feel like, remember I was telling you about the Rachel Roy, and then supposedly she was the Becky with the good hair. Again, back to that. I'm just kind of like, so that just, to me, if any of that is true about this Rachel Roy being the ex-wife of Dame Dash and Jay-Z wanting to get with Aaliyah, but then Dame is the one that actually got her. I'm just kind of like, why would Beyonce think that Jay-Z was doing anything with this Rachel Roy lady when she is the ex-wife of Dame Dash? That's a lot. I'm just like, that's too close for comfort, because I have to believe that if that was his ex-wife while Beyonce was in this relationship with Jay-Z, that they met a few times. Maybe it wasn't so great based on her response back to everybody talking about she Becky with the good hair. That leads me to think that maybe her and Beyonce wasn't cool. Maybe there was too close for comfort. But then again, I'm kind of like, if you was all, I just feel like that's so. Listen, you do not mess with your partner, your ex bestie, or your bestie's ex. I can't. And then supposedly everything that went on allegedly with Aaliyah, and him wanting to get with Aaliyah, but Aaliyah wasn't into it. I believe that, but I don't understand why she was into Dame Dash, because he is, listen, classic narcissist. I can't with him either. But Yeah. I also have heard lately that Jay Z, because this is another thing I never understood. I was just kind of like, why is Beyonce leaving the comfort and security of her father? Not saying that there isn't people that, you know how people can outgrow. So like if you guys watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, I feel like Candy Burris has outgrown um, the Candy Coated Clip. The Don Juan guy, I think she can trust him, but she needs somebody that can make her. This is why she's not. I hope she does, but I don't see her being the EGOT because you need a bigger, brighter team to put you in bigger and better. You need to have that focus. And although people know Candy and although she is very talented, where's the focus on you to be? Why didn't you like Todd said? Why was it that you wasn't somewhere when we had Barack Obama as a president? You were on one of the biggest shows. So I just didn't understand why is Beyonce over here letting moving over to Rockefeller or whatever she did. It didn't make sense to me. Because even if you say I'm moving record labels, then my father could still be my manager. But based on what I'm hearing now about Jay Z and Beyonce, it's like again, everybody's like it's a business transaction, whatever. And it's now like I'm hearing like it was just like he's her employee, and like it was almost like from what people say, it's almost like the father sold Beyonce to Jay Z. Is what is being tossed around. That being said, I can't say whether or not her daddy would do that because I just don't know that he would. But you never know. Also, too, I'm like, okay, if it was a business transaction, he seemed to be broke somewhere, and I don't understand that. I'm like, Beyonce, why your daddy broke? Or he just, because he was somewhere in Houston. Listen, I told you I'm from Houston. I live in Houston. Selling, like, Beyonce memorabilia, something. And I'm just like, so didn't nobody give him money? Which is why it's hard for me to believe that he sold his daughter to Jay-Z. Like, you ain't got no money. Beyonce says $1 billion on the elevator. So, anyway, I don't know. I don't know about that. But it seems like the word on the street is that Beyonce is abandoning him. I just don't see it. I will say this. I am opening up to the idea that something is afoot. I don't know what, but something is afoot. Meaning, I just think I can't say anymore that I don't think. Okay, so let me say this. I've always felt like Beyonce was making moves. That's just how I always felt. And like I said, she doesn't say anything publicly because that's just not who Beyonce is. Virgos, like I told y'all, they be in their mind and don't nobody understand it. Don't nobody know they mad. Except like people that know them. I have two really good friends that are Virgos, and I can't with either of them. I can't with Aquarius people either too. I just like, oh god. Probably because they think they right about everything, and so do Leos, and I'm a whole Leo. It is what it is. But no, I just think I can see it a little bit better now. Oh, I can see it a little bit better now just because um, I have always felt the entertainment industry is savage. Be clear. I've always felt that way. And I do think that there are things and there are people and places that you have to be able to sit in that room and be at that table in order to get to certain levels. I don't believe in the Illuminati. Lots of people believe in that, but I will say there are definitely people in power that make shit happen. I do believe that. It's no different than being at your job, right? So you know that you don't know the CEO or the CFO or maybe even the comptroller, but you know some people that do know them, and you know it's gonna be real difficult for you to get in that room unless you know somebody. That's true. It is a whole contract you sign. You got to pay $32 to get your marriage license. It is a license. Um, so like I said, I don't know that I believe in a conspiracy of the Illuminati and these. I don't know that I believe in that. I would say I don't, but I will say I do believe that there are definitely people in places, just like the government, where there's a lot of things that go on that we just don't know about, and we're never gonna know about, and probably shouldn't know about, just because it would probably blow some of our little brains apart, if we knew some of the things that are going on. But the systems that I've worked in, all of them, just because I'm a social worker, I know that there are things that go on that are illegal, that shouldn't be going on, and whatever else, of course. But the one that's hard for me to believe is that people keep saying Beyonce's on drugs. I'm like, listen, let's be clear. People could definitely be on those, right? And seem like they good to go. They can. There's definitely been people in the history, especially songstress and celebrities or whatever, and you wouldn't necessarily know. Like, what are they called? Working alcoholics or working drug. So I think that that can happen. But like for Beyonce to do like a whole Super Bowl show and be like drugged out, I have a hard time because she ain't missing a beat. And then too, I also wonder what type of drug would that be, because they said with Michael Jackson he had propofol. So if you've ever had surgery, and I've had several, you may have known what propofol is. I actually had one last week for my carpal tunnel. It's my little band-aid. My hand was blue the other day, but it's better. Um, but that lady, no, it wasn't a lady. It was a guy. He said, "I'm a nurse anesthetist," and I was like, "I know who you are," because of that lady on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That Ann, what's her name? What was that lady's name from Anna Marie? I was just like, yeah, from the lady on Beverly Hills. She was a nurse anesthetist because I never knew, but she made a whole big deal of it. So I was like, so are you like a anesthesiologist, but like right below it, but like you could do the same things? And then he gave me the medicine, and I was just like, I am so happy. I'm so happy. Listen, he was like, he did tell me, I'm gonna give you something to relax you, and listen. I was like, so fucking relaxed. I was just like, and then when I think they give you that so you can calm down, whatever. Like if you have anxiety or something, they give you that. You are very relaxed. And then they rolled me to the room, and they're like, we need you to help us get you on this table. That's all I remember. And I've had surgeries before where I'm consciously being like, okay, how many people are in this room? And like, I don't want them. I want to, like, I don't know why, but I'm like, I want to see if I can fight the anesthesiologist. I can't, because they'll be like, count backwards from 10, and I never get past 7. Or they'll say, what do they tell me? Last time, oh, they say, take a deep breath. And that gas, I didn't know it was gas all the time. They put that gas and it's, you out of there. Anyway, yeah, so you're right. They do have something called functioning addicts. Again, it's just difficult for me to see from a distance that something ain't right. Either she got the best team in the world to prop her up and make her seem like, I just haven't seen a progression where it's like, oh, Beyonce was this way and now she's not. That's the problem that I have with the whole drug allegation. But I mean, anybody could be. And then like now people are saying, oh, she's gonna leave him. Listen, I do watch this one lady, Sloan Bella. She's a medium or psychic or something like that. And again, I do believe that there are mediums, there are psychics, because I read my Bible, not every day, but I have. And I do know that it says that in the Bible. It talks about it, but it does what I got from the Bible, and you can read it yourself, but what I got from it is that, because the Bible says, yes, these people exist. But the issue I think that God has with it, from what I could tell in the Bible, is that God doesn't want you to use that as your only source, right? So it's like you become so connected to this. Let's say if you knew a psychic, that's where you're getting your source of whatever. I just don't think God wants that, and that's why He talks about it. He also talks about prophets. They also talk about prophets in the Bible, right? And I have, in my opinion, I know I've met at least 2 psychics that I 100% believed. No, 1 psychic that I 100% believed, and then at least 2 prophets. Because I remember going to church. Okay, sidebar. My mother-in-law, no, my mom was like, I was 14. I'll never forget this. She was like, you want to come with me? She was going somewhere. You know how you always want to go somewhere with your mom? And so she was like, I'm going to a revival. Okay, I don't know if y'all know what a revival is, but in Texas, a revival is kind of like, I don't know. It's I wouldn't call it like the Super Bowl of church events, but it's kind of like that, because it's like, oh, you're gonna get some prophecy or whatever. That's what it always feels like. Anyway, so I went to this revival, and I remember this one was in this lady's house in the community, some lady's house, and 2 of the women there were Spanish and they couldn't speak English. How they got there, I don't know. Then there was the prophet, and then there was a lady, I guess the owner of the house, me, my mom, and my auntie. And I remember, I don't know. I always had this pull, like when there is a prophet or somebody like that, I don't know what it is, but I have like this energetic like connection that I'm like, something is, they're gonna call me, they're gonna say something. And I remember, there's a lot of things I remember about this situation. One was my aunt has a son who's been dealing in the DRUGSs for years. He's just never been. He was a good guy when he was younger, when he lived with us. Anyway, uh, so he's been to jail a few times and whatnot. But I remember the prophet, the guy that was the prophet, him saying to my aunt that he sees bars all around her. And I immediately knew, oh, he's talking about the jail bars. I knew that. I knew that. I already knew that. Then he said to my mom, I see children all around you, which made sense because she's a teacher. And then he also said to her, he saw pill bottles everywhere. And I remember thinking, my mom always had like she was always taking you know how people have vitamins and all that kind of stuff. It was always like a litany of like pills of stuff. And then he was adamant about her being having to take a lot of pills. And so I just thought, you know, maybe he's talking about all these vitamins and the other stuff that she was taking. But anyway, she ended up passing. She had cancer. She had a few other things happen with her late in life. And she started eating very clean and things like that. So when that happened, it was just kind of like, okay, I understood. I knew what he was talking about immediately. And then he said to me, and this is what really kind of made me like, okay. He was just like, there's a dark spirit around you. I see a dark spirit around you. And I 100% believed him. Now, I ain't never saw no dark spirit. Don't want to see one. But I just remember never feeling comfortable in our house. And we had a big house. Our house had 6 bedrooms, and the kitchen was upstairs. So the people at school could tell me. But no, so that's been like my experience. And then I've had other psychics tell me things that have happened, and I'm like, oh shit. But so I believe that there are people that can see beyond the natural eye and can see. I do believe that because we're all a spirit. When your heart stops beating, you can no longer talk and you don't have this personality and all that, right? Because we're all a spirit. So that part I do believe, and I don't believe that everybody has it. I do believe that if a prophet could have it, then someone else could have it. It's just, to me, it's a gift, and I do think it just depends on where your source is. Who you getting this information from? Are you getting it from God, or you getting it from whoever? That's just how I see it. But the lady Sloan Bella, I think she always says something. SloanBella.com. She said some things about. Listen, she said some things about Biggie, about Tupac, about Beyonce and Jay Z. You should go watch that one. I was like, oh my god, I believe. Listen, it's hard for me not to believe her because of the stuff that I've listened to her talk about. Like she talked about Kim Porter. She predicted. I don't remember if it was Kim Porter or Biggie. It was one of them, but she predicted they death. Like she did it like to the day. I was like, oh shit. So, mm-mm. But she's kind of confirming the stuff that Jaguar, and I don't know that she knows Jaguar. I don't think she does, but like that Jaguar Right lady, she was on there saying, I watched Sloan Bella before I watched that Jaguar Right lady, and Sloan Bella basically she talked about Kim Porter's death. She talked about basically she said that P Diddy unalived, like basically sent people to kill Tupac. I believe that. I didn't believe that until I started listening to her. And like when she did something to the day, and this happened like prior to this person passing, she predicted it. I was like, how she know that? And it came to be bad. I'm like, what the? She also talked about what's her name? Whitney Houston's passing and her daughter's passing. And she said it didn't have anything to do with the boyfriend or whatever. Because I was like, he probably, it didn't. I personally think that Whitney's daughter, I think that she wanted to go be with her mom. That's what I think. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I think. And she says she alludes to um, Whitney being bisexual. She didn't say she was that, but she said that Whitney had some sort of connection with some woman, but that she wasn't allowed to. That's what Whitney was saying when she was channeling her. I was like, ooh, okay, girl. I never got that from Whitney, but you never know. So, anyways, back to what I was saying about Beyonce and the longevity and whatnot. I just do think that I don't think that I don't think that either of them needed either of them to become who they are. I don't. Do I think they elevated each other? because they're team, yes. But I don't think that Beyonce would not be Beyonce without Jay-Z. I don't believe that. I just don't. I think Beyonce's star was already rising, and I personally feel like he latched on to her. Kind of like I feel the same way about that guy, whoever the guy is that's married to Cardi B. I always felt like that. I'm like, he see that her star is rising, even though she's a whole whatever Cardi B is. She's who she is, and I ain't mad at Cardi. I wouldn't be Cardi's friend, but I ain't mad at her. I see why she is liked. She's very funny and likable. But anyway, she has treacherous behavior in her past, so I'm just not with that. But I'm just saying, I think that he's latched on, and everybody's like, he's part of the Migos. What do you mean? I'm like, who are the Migos? Let's start there. My cousin, my little baby cousin, she was just like, what do you mean? The Migos, and I'm like, I don't know who they are. Whatever. I know who they are now that he's married to Cardi B. So let's be clear. People like, listen, people from 9 to 90 like Cardi B. It just is what it is. She has a likability, and he saw it, and she has every reason to not be with this dude, and she just whatever. I feel the same way about Beyonce. She had every reason to not be with Jay-Z. But if you listen to Sloan Bella, it's just kind of like they're in sync like this. Like, she's the perfect wife for him. And I think Beyonce, like I said, I'm from the country, and you supposed to, like I said, the toxic conditioning is you should stay married no matter what. I don't believe in that. I don't. I believe sometimes you're in a marriage of convenience, and it's like, well, he don't make enough money or I don't make enough money. Neither of us make enough money to separate, to live at the level that we living at, to separate and be okay. That happens. That ain't Beyonce's issue. She clearly have enough money. But it does make me wonder, if you know that he's cheated on you, why are you still there? You have 40 million thousand men. I know that sounded crazy. 40 million plus men who would be with you and not have any problem. But I do think it's like, how do you go and start over with someone you don't know, someone that's not in the industry, someone that's not just going to try to be with you just to, for clicks and likes and all that. It's going to be difficult, which is, I think, the reason she hasn't left, if she's unhappy. But I don't know that she is. But according to Jaguar Ray, she said she is not his wife. She is his employee. I'm like, damn. But I do think he connected himself to her because he knew her star is rising, and you can't be a 75-year-old rapper. Be clear. But Anita Baker, she's still out here selling out whatever she's selling out. Oh, okay. She says Jay-Z and Offset have had limited out. I agree. They have a specific audience. You could see, this is the thing about art. Art is it's the most subjective thing you could probably ever have, right? It's why somebody could say, Louis Vuitton is ugly. Or I was watching the Titanic last night, and one of the main star, the rose lady with the heart of the ocean or whatever, she was like, they were unpacking like art on the Titanic, and the husband was just like, oh yeah, my wife, she doesn't have the whatever for art, some guy named Picasso. And it's just kind of like, what you mean? Picasso is like worth millions. And then when they're at the table, they're talking about, oh my God, who is the other artist? Oh my God. No, it wasn't an artist. They were talking about Sigmund Freud. They're just like, men have a preoccupation with, oh God, preoccupation with, what did she say? Size. She said that's what Dr. Sigmund Freud, or not Sigmund Freud, what is it saying? Sigmund Freud? Y'all know who Freud is. But she was telling him, you might want to read whatever, because he has a preoccupation, men's preoccupation with size. That's what she said, with size. And then the guy she was talking to, he was like, who is this Sigmund Freud? Is he a passenger? I was dying. I was like, I can't. But I'm that girl that watches other movies like that. So anyway, yeah, I think that, I don't know. I can't say that either person would have been as great as they are. I just think that like I said, who buying your album when you 70? Jay-Z? No, nobody? Okay, nobody. But like I said, with art is subjective, right? So whatever Beyonce's art is, it's R&B, it's pop, it's you can dance or you can, listen to Resentment. Shout out, listen, sidebar, shout out to Resentment. That song there, listen. I feel like Resentment and that other song that she made a video about, wanna work it out, like in 2000. I was like, Beyonce could have changed the game even though she's Beyonce, but I'm saying that song Resentment, she killed it for me. I was just like, yes, this is what you need to be singing about, girl. And then and that other song, Work It Out, I was just like, she could have done, like, I've not listened to any of the Renaissance, whatever, and everybody's just like dying over the Renaissance and we got to get there and whatever. I'm like, maybe, I don't know. I'm not into it. I haven't heard none of the songs. I'm who I am. But everybody was like, this song should have won, this album should have had album of the year and whatever. Maybe. I haven't heard one song, so I don't know. Um, so like that's why I say I feel like she was gonna be Beyonce no matter what. Her songs, her music is gonna live forever. You're not gonna always be listening to Big Pimpin'. I'm just saying. And then some people talk about, oh, he started dating her when she was 18. Listen, when I was 16, I was dating a whole 22-year-old in my job. And I remember when I started dating my husband, we were dating. I was dating him. He used to always call him, oh, what did he call him? Oh, Jesus. Oh God, it's some inappropriate word, but he was just basically like, you shouldn't have been hanging out or hanging. He was like, this guy should have been dating you. But real talk, that guy was like literally the love of my life until I met my husband. So he just was. He just, I don't know how to explain it. Like I remember one time I was riding his car, and that song "All My Life" by Jay Z, Lord Jesus, by JoJo and KC, and it said, "I will never find another lover sweeter than you." Oh, it still melts my heart. This guy, he taught me how to love. I feel like, and I hate that I didn't like. Although I knew he was a great guy and whatnot, I didn't understand how great he was at the time. I knew he was great, but I didn't understand it. Meaning, like he he would just buy me like this is how great he was. He would have like his brother. His brother would like bring me roses on Tuesday for no reason, like to my job. Or he would have his sister bring me some. It was always elevated. And I'm like 17, right? So he knows everything to do, because he's a grown man. Even though I didn't see anything wrong with it. I felt like he's 22, I'm 16. Yeah, that's a 7-year age gap. So that's problematic on a lot of different levels. But he never tried to force me into doing anything. He never tried to even influence me or encourage me to do anything sexual. Never. I was into it too, but I wasn't doing anything like there was nothing that shouldn't have been happening. I'm just saying because I was determined. I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna be pregnant at 17. I'm not about to be a statistic. Be very clear. She was clear about that. But he did everything right. He was just like he knew my mom and my grandmother loved seafood. He would just show up with like pounds and pounds and pounds of bull shrimp and lobster, and he just listen. He was trying to shut it down. Okay. What did Brandon say? I'm gonna shut it down. You gonna fall in love? No, I think Chris Brown said he gonna shut it down. She gonna fall in love. That's what he did. And I fell in love. Sure did. And also I think because we lived in a nice big house in the suburbs, he lived with his parents. They lived in like a townhouse though. Like his whole family moved from like Chicago because it was dangerous or something. And I think he was trying to like secure the like, oh, she lives in this fancy neighborhood, and it wasn't really fancy, but it was fancy for them. And I think he was really like, let's lock this down. That's what I think personally. So I can't really say that Jay Z was wrong for dating Beyonce at 18 or 19, but I do think that if that's all she's known, that's problematic. Unless he is so good to her. But again, how are you so good to her if you at least admitted to cheating on her? Because she's talking about it in a whole song. You admitted it on some on some I think I forget who was interviewing him, but he admitted it essentially. So, but I do think I don't know. I think so. I think there could be a power dynamic, but I think only in the sense of like she trusts him. So if you trust your husband, the power dynamic isn't going to seem like a power dynamic for you. You know what I mean? And that's just my opinion. Let me see. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, people keep saying they're together for business purposes, but I'm like, y'all don't have to sleep together to make these millions. So I don't get it. What I will say though is that Solange, Solange know where all the bodies are buried. I believe Solange knows Beyonce's cousin. It's some cousin that she always has with her, and Kelly probably knows. But I feel yeah, I'm certain Kelly knows. Um, as one other her mom. I think her mom knows. where all the bodies are buried. But I do wonder what it is that Jay-Z's done. Because the way people in this industry have said he has done things that are even more savage than Diddy, I'm like, how you get more savage than him? I mean, what he's been accused of is what I'm saying. And again, like I said, everything on Chanel's reality. She said, I'm 100% for child safety, but there is a difference between legal and moral laws. Oh, I don't know. I can't read it all. For some reason it doesn't allow me to. I don't know why. Maybe I wonder could I do it on my phone? Hold on. Hold please. Let's see. If I'm live, will it let me see the let me see. Okay, it says I'm 100% for child safety, but there is a difference between legal and moral laws. Being an adult at 18 is modern, or being an adult. Okay, I hear you. Yeah, you're right. I see what you said about Candy wanting the EGOT. No, I know she said it publicly and openly. I'm just saying I don't know that she can get it with just because she don't have. I don't think Don Juan. Shout out to him. I just think you need somebody a heavyweight in the industry to put her in the right movie or the right TV show, whatever. That's personally what I think. Let's see. What else did you say? You said Beyonce and Cardi have global reach. I believe that. Okay, and then you said at this point, Beyonce and Jay Z are selling modern black excellence and aspirations. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm just curious about like if any of this savage things that they're being accused of is actually true. And it's not that really that Beyonce is being accused of it. It's more of that he's being accused, but she's attached to him. I wonder. I do wonder this though. Like I see Beyonce and her two clones, and and that's not no shade. I just feel honestly, I've never seen two children that look exactly like their mom and exactly like their dad. Like you could see both parents in those children. Ivy, Blue Ivy, and then I don't know what the other baby girl's name is. I don't know. Sorry, I don't know her name. But my question isn't even about them because they look exactly the same. It's just like, well, I take that back. The only other children I've ever seen that look like clones of their parents, Jordan Woods, the lady that was she was besties with Kylie Jenner. I remember I was watching an episode and Jordan said, my mom loved me so much or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but she was just like, she went and made a double, a copy. And go look at them girls. They look exactly alike. I mean, literal exactly alike. I'm just like, where the hell? How they do that? I ain't never seen that before in my life. Although I have seen when I was in elementary school, there was this family, and every other child looked like either the dad or the mom. So the girl that was closer to my age, she was very light, bright, close. She was no, she wasn't close to white. She was a caramel color, and she had hazel eyes. And then her younger sister, that was like next under her, was probably like my color and curly hair. And then the next child looked like the sister that was my age, so she was that caramel with the light brown eyes. And then the next, it was the most bizarre thing. So that's the only thing I would say close to that um, that I've ever seen where it's just like, how they do that? So we know all of those children come from the mom and the dad because it's every other child looks like the light skinned ones look like the mom and the dark skin with the curly hair look like the daddy. That is so bizarre to me. What else did I say on here? Um, Oh, I was gonna say, what is this thing? Okay, so Beyonce is now turning country, right? Which, okay, go be country. In my opinion, country is the white version of the blues. My opinion. So for the people that's like, oh, this is a white person's whatever, no. Actually, go listen to any country song and any blues song. It's the blues. It's what it is. It's always somebody husband leaving their wife because of whatever, or the vice versa, the wife is tired of the husband, and so she about to go rob the bank, and that's what it is. Well, I'm not talking about Taylor Swift because that's not country to me. That's pop. That's Britney Spears, but because she got a guitar, it's country. I'm just saying. So she's going to the country, and I ain't mad at her. Listen, she says she got to flip the switch. Maybe she tired of making R&B. She tired of dancing. She just wanna, sit on the thing, and I ain't mad at her for that. Whatever she wanna do, she Beyonce. She could do it. I just feel like, why do you care? Now, I would say this. This is 100% true. So I was watching the Super Bowl with my husband and some of his friends. And we were, I don't know if I was playing space, something was happening. I wasn't really paying attention. And they were like, the people zoomed into Beyonce. And I did not know that was Beyonce. I swear to God, I thought that was a white lady. I swear to God, I thought it was a white lady. Until they kind of moved the camera a little bit to Jay-Z. And then I was like, oh, and the people in the Beehive, everybody that ain't got nothing to do and they watching the Super Bowl, they caught it, they snapped it, they whatever, and then it set the internet on fire. Um, it set the internet on fire. So I'm just kind of like, it fooled me. I was like, oh, who's that white lady? I did not know. I didn't. So, but I will say I'm not mad at her for becoming country. So, but I will say this. I just think that this is the thing with me and celebrities, or I won't even say celebrities. It's the people that hold these celebrities in high regard, like they can't do any wrong. So, like, I will never understand those people that are like, "Oh, R. Kelly didn't do it, girl." Really, you still believe that? This is their thing. It's like if one lady accuses some celebrity of doing something heinous, no, it wasn't her. He wasn't there. She lying. She's just trying to ruin this man's life. If 50 women accuse it, then it's also crazy. Because 50 women, that's too many women. They just all coming out. It's just like, why do y'all think that because these people have money, that they can't do heinous acts? Here's the thing. It's for whatever reason. It's that toxic conditioning that if a woman has said something about a man, he can't be. And he has a little bit of money. It has to be. She want his money or his clout. No, it don't have to be that. And let me tell you why. There's plenty of people that are in your own family that women will protect. They will say, listen, the perpetrator will be like, oh, she lie all the time. She ain't she failing in school. She always getting in trouble. And there are women that won't believe the daughter, that won't believe the son, they won't believe their children. They won't believe their niece. They won't believe none of them. And then here's the thing: the niece and the son and the daughter and whomever else that are being molested or assaulted in some way, they won't even tell you why, because you in the living room talking about R. Kelly didn't do it. Like, how you know? People sitting around, Michael didn't do it. Michael Jackson didn't do it. He didn't? Okay. You sending your son over there to come hang out with Michael? He gonna spend the night? If Here's the thing, we'll take Michael Jackson and all the celebrities out of it. For all the people that are gonna be outraged because I say Michael did it, okay? Follow y'all. If Michael Jackson, if we gave y'all, we won't even say Michael Jackson. If we gave y'all the allegations against Michael Jackson and or against Epstein or Weinstein or Bill Cosby or R. Kelly, we just let's do a what's it called? Let's do a let's write an op-ed of the teacher that we're looking at to hire at your child's middle school. Here are all the allegations against this predator. But he's never been convicted of anything. He has $1 million. He just wants to come teach at your child's 7th grade math class or reading class or whatever. That's what he wants to do. Y'all signing y'all child up to go be in this man's class? With all of these women that say he's done something to them? Who've argued them? Why not? Y'all not letting y'all child go be taught by Mr. Smith, who has this long history of being accused but never convicted? Here's the thing, too. Be clear. If we take all of what I said out of it, Use your brain. Okay? Why do you think there are no, not one? And at me if I'm wrong about it, at me. But why do you think there are no all male run daycares anywhere? Y'all know some? At me. I don't know any. Why do you think that is? It's because women have a collective unconsciousness. Regardless of if you want to believe your daughter did it, didn't do it, she was running around hiding the booty up, whatever you want to say. Whatever you want to say about it. Why don't we have an all male run daycare? Why isn't that a hot business? People need daycares. They could listen. They could kill by just literally dropping the price. I promise you, the price could be zero. And people are not sending their kids there. Period. They're not. Nope. They're not doing it. The kids can't talk. Not sending my kid over there. Because, like I said, we have a collective unconsciousness, and we know that this goes on. How else do we know? Go look at all the laws. Every law that there's on the books for any type of SA, a woman or SH in the job force or whatever, it's all set up for women. I mean, it's all set up for men. It's why, oh, if it happened 20 years ago, we can't say anything. You can't do anything. But think about it. When people are being barred or molested as kids, they're little. They're little bitty kids. Even if they're 12, they're little. So by the time I'm 27, I finally get my courage up to go and accuse this man publicly or, legally, whatever it is. After knowing I've been to college and I know how many people are going to come after me and swear I'm lying and whatever it is. I know all of that, but I still say I'm going to go do it. There's a law that says, well, you waited too long. So they would never have laws like that against men. I promise you, if abortion was legal, if men could have babies, abortion would be legal. I can guarantee you. It would be a part of the, what do you call it? The medical plan that you have with your employer. I promise you. Because we don't make laws to, take away men's rights. Mm-hmm. But we're going to humiliate this lady because she out here for clout. And then let me just be very clear about the people that are going to come on here and say, well, she just trying to get this man's money, because if not, then she wouldn't be suing him in civil court. Okay, be clear. Okay. What did I just tell you about how laws are set up in this country? It's not set up for people who are in the minority, and women are the first minority. Go do your homework. Go read a book. We're the first people to be treated poorly. We're second-class citizens still. Okay, so that's number one. Number two. So, okay, I'm going to go to this justice system that doesn't really ever give anyone justice. But, okay, I'm going to go over here in this justice system where all of the people that's on the bench don't look like us, most of them. And okay, so we'll get a woman. She's gonna be the judge. Okay, got it. What I tell y'all about women? We are conditioned. You must not go against. Listen, go against. The only way women rise is you got to go against your own best interests. So we can't say this man did this to this woman. Especially since it happened 40 years ago. How does she remember any of that? We can't believe her. She's not reliable. She's not a reliable witness. That's probably going to happen, and they're probably not going to convict this man of anything. Why? Because we don't have no proof. This happened when she was 12. And let's be clear. The inside of your vagina, sidebar, it's like the inside of your cheek, right? So if you bite your cheek or your whatever, right? It's like, oh, it hurts so bad. It's very tender, right? And in about 2 or 3 days, it heals. And because of that, unless you go get the RAPE kit tonight, with all of the evidence still there, if there is any, in 2 days, when you finally get up here, there's not going to be any forcefulness of it left. There's not going to be any evidence of that, because it heals. The inside of your vagina heals just like the inside of your mouth. And if If we just being honest, if the guy that did it to me is telling me he's going to unalive my mom if I say anything, guess what the chances are that I'm never going to say anything? Very high. That's all I'm saying. So all the people that want to run around and say, "Oh no, no, no," and then now she want his money since she didn't win the court case in court, she want his money. It's less about the money and more about somebody paying for what happened. And I'm not talking about physically paying like money. What I'm saying is he ain't going to jail. Be clear. I worked in CPS, Child Protective Services, for many years, and many children were SA'd. And all the time I worked there, I don't recall one person getting criminally charged with it. Not one. Be clear. I worked in sex crimes. Sometimes they don't even get, there's not even a crime when children are passed away. So, but for all of the people that'll say, well, she's after his money or whatever the case may be, they know they're not going to win in regular court because it's a he said, she said. And then all he has to say is, she consented. I didn't do that to her when she was a child, but she consented. If she was over the age of 18, she consented. How do you prove she didn't? How do you prove you didn't? So it's very difficult. So then people feel like the only way for me to hit this person some kind of way is through their bank account. But since the women and the other people, they don't believe the woman anyway, she got to want something from him. Let's just get out of the mindset that women are helpless and can't do anything without a man. That's what I would love for everybody to do. Get out that mindset. I got 3 whole college degrees. I do not need you. Be clear. I have 3 college degrees and a whole vagina that I can go put to work anytime I want to. But no, I'm married. But I'm saying, why do you think that we're not smart enough? Why do you think we're not capable enough? Why do you think that we're not savvy enough to go out here and do it ourselves? What world are y'all living in that there are only men millionaires? We talking about Beyonce tonight. Y'all don't think she can go do whatever by herself? Stop. This woman can go do whatever she wants. She's choosing to still be a star. Anyway, don't get me started. I could be on a whole uh true. Facts. I agree. She says most criminals are not behind bars. This is so true. Especially the real savage ones. Think about it too. I'll say this one last thing. When the police come to your neighborhood, I live in, I would say, probably a middle class neighborhood. I don't see the police much, but when we do see them, they're just kind of like parked somewhere in the neighborhood. And I have one or two thoughts. I'm like, why the hell are they over here? But then the other part is, thank God they're here. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you don't want them to always be there because then it's like it's a problem. But I'm like that. I'm glad that there is a presence. But I can promise you, if something happens, someone is unalived in Beverly Hills. Those police are not the same police that are if someone is unalived in Compton. It's just not the same police. Mm-mm. The detectives are different. The police force is different. It is the reason that the Menendez brothers almost got away with it. The reason that they didn't is because these idiots decided to go buy cars and Rolexes and stuff. Thank God that they're idiots. But I'm just saying. There's a expensive part of town in Houston, Texas called Sugarland, right? It's a suburb of Houston. There's River Oaks. I know that, was it John Bonet? I can't remember if John Bonet was in Houston. I can't remember that. But anyway, there was this guy in Sugarland, and he had been lying to his parents that he was in college and had graduated. They took him to this other Houston restaurant called Papados. It's a seafood house, right? And they took him there to celebrate, and he is so savage. He it's on 2020, I believe. He paid his friends, I think like $500 each or something like that, and they were set to unalive his parents, his brothers, and whomever else, so that he could, I guess, just not. have to deal with his parents. Ludicrous. Psycho. He's still in prison somewhere. I forget exactly where. He's psycho. He had them shoot him in the leg. They always do that. That's how you know. It's always like, oh, just shoot me in the leg or in the arm. Anyway, so they have great child. They can execute everybody else except you. Stop. We're gonna leave you alive. Stop. But those people, the police, when they showed up to Sugarland, they didn't think this young man did this. He's in crisis. I promise you that would not have been the same in my neighborhood. And I don't live in a crime ridden neighborhood. It wouldn't have been the same in Fifth Ward, that is a crime ridden or a poor neighborhood. It just wouldn't have been. Everybody that looked brown would have been on the corner. I'm sorry, on the curb with handcuffs. But yeah, it's craziness. Um, I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about what's going on with Beyonce. What do y'all think about her moving over the country? I don't know. I still haven't heard the cowboy country song. What is it called? Cowboy something? I don't know. But no shade to Beyonce. This is the thing. I just don't listen to music like that. I listen to the music I like, and then that's what I play on my Alexa. And how do I find out about new music? Somebody coming over my house or my husband, because he'd be like, "You just don't listen to the same song." Yes, sure I am. It's what I like. Leave me alone. I want to listen to Adele. I want to listen to Beyonce. That's what I'm listening to. Whatever. Sometimes I want to listen to Tupac or what's those other people? They rap real fast. I can't think of their name. Bone Thugs and Harmony. Yep. Yes, you're right. The physical trauma heals fast. It's true. It's the mental trauma that I need people to realize. Trauma stays. It doesn't have a timeline. So if someone is telling you that they are, they got triggered by whatever something on TV and they're crying about it, stop telling people they need to move on. You cannot manage other people's trauma. Stop it. And yes, I'm qualified to say that I'm a therapist. But thank you guys for tuning in tonight with me, talking about Jay Z. And do you guys think that they in a marriage of convenience or a marriage of, what do they call it? What they say? It's just like oh God, what's the word? I know my person is Zara in the chat. She'll tell me what it is. But it's basically, we in a marriage. We don't really love each other, but it's a business transaction. That's what everybody keeps saying. It's a business transaction. Um, wow, Beyonce has won, what is it, 32 Grammys? Jesus, I ain't mad at her. If she probably have more now, because I think it's 2013 when this article came out, and this was on Essence magazine. Um, but if Beyonce girl, if you are over there being, whatever, just blink. No, I'm playing. I hope that she's not. I truly do. I hope that she's not. I hope she's good. I hope everything that they're saying about her and him isn't true. But you never know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't. Just like all those people running around Hollywood acting like they so rich and they not. You just never know. But I am interested in hearing what you guys think. So chime down in the comments, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to another episode of Chanel's Reality. I have been on here for 83 minutes. Lord, I've been over here running my mouth as what's his name? Rodney, the Voice. Rodney the Voice. Shout out to Rodney the Voice. Love you guys. Talk to you guys later. Bye. I'm gonna go to sleep now. I'm tired.